Hi, this is the first video in a series that I'll be putting together to not just show people how to vote in the Senate in Australia, but to teach them tricks that last time at least 97% of the population didn't know about. A fully informed voter would never vote above the line in either system, nor would they stop at 6 preferences or 12, no matter what the AEC tells you you're allowed to. I'm going to give you a few examples as to why. Now, I don't want to come off as supporting one particular party or another. So I'm going to make up my political parties using the shameless quantity of toys that I have in my house. Today's candidates will be Disney Infinity figures. What are Disney Infinity figures, you ask? Don't ask. Needless to say, there are 6 parties represented here and 3 candidates per party. It's an oversimplified version of what you're going to find on your Senate ballot paper. You can imagine that there are other parties here that are not represented. Now, you go to the Senate, and your first preference goes to the Princess Party. Rapunzel and Jasmine here form the party on a platform that bad boys deserve a second chance. Anna here's a bit of a clinger on, thinking Kristoff's a bad boy because he's a little outside of nature's laws. But Anyway, they're not going to get a huge amount of vote. So you allocate your preferences. You take that seriously. You go 2, 3, 4, 5 other parties that aren't here. And then your 6th preference goes to the hero party. Clean-cut heroes all. They're going to win a hell of a lot of seats. In fact, the votes get allocated and they've got huge vote, enough to get all 3 of their candidates up with a lot left over. So they've got seats. They don't care what happens anymore. Well, they do, kind of. They're a little bit, disappointed now they didn't put up some more candidates, but frankly, they have a really high standard for moral superiority. So their preferences, leftover preferences, get allocated. But it's not enough to elect anybody. So they start eliminating parties who don't get enough votes. For example, the Nonsense Party here, led by the Mad Hatter. They forgot to even vote for themselves. So they're eliminated. They only had a vote from Alice and a vote from Daisy, and that's about it. Anna would have voted for Olaf, but she had to vote for herself. So anyway, so they're eliminated. And in fact, they got so little vote that their preferences reallocated have absolutely no impact on anything. All right, but your vote is still sitting here. 100% of it's still there. That's great. All right, so we have to eliminate more parties. The Anger Party, led, of course, by Anger. They made a lot of noise during the election campaign. They picked up a few votes, but it was kind of unfocused. They didn't actually have any policies. They were just mad about everything. So they're eliminated, and their preferences actually start to make things interesting. The 3 remaining parties are all of them almost at a quota, almost enough to get a seat. So it comes down to who's got the least votes, and I hate to say it, it's the Princess Party. They're eliminated next. So what does that mean for your vote? It gets hang on, no. All the other parties are eliminated. The Clean Cut Heroes Party, they've already got all the seats they need, so there's nowhere else for your vote to go. You didn't keep allocating preferences, so your vote hasn't gone to anybody. Well, does that matter? Well, there are 2 parties left, and there's 1 seat left. There's the Pure Evil Party, led by Darth Vader. He has a pretty high standard for what it takes to get into his party as well, but it's a kind of an opposite deal from Captain America. He wants a pure evil candidate and will not enter into any discussions about the possibility of him turning good at the end of episode 6. Then there's the Moral Ambiguity Party, led by Wreck-It Ralph, on the campaign, that I might be a bad guy, but that doesn't make me a bad guy. And, that's, getting a few preferences, so it's enough to have kept him in the game. Now, you would much prefer the Moral Ambiguity Party get this seat, but you didn't allocate preferences. Now, the preferences now are coming from the Princess Party. So you might figure that they would go to the Moral Ambiguity Party over the Pure Evil Party, so why bother, right? Why bother allocating preferences? Well, it turns out that a lot of the Princess Party voters are bad boy fans themselves, and their preferences are going to the Pure Evil Party, and they get the seat. So by stopping giving preferences, you've failed to allow your vote to have any impact whatsoever. And that's the danger. That's why you cannot stop giving preferences. Voting above the line, is a bad thing to do, and I'll go into that more in later videos. But you must absolutely not stop giving preferences until there's only one candidate left, or you absolutely have no more knowledge about what differentiates the remaining candidates. And if that's the case, well, then you probably haven't done enough research, and frankly, you probably should have. So, I hope that has started to get the idea across that you should be voting below the line and giving as many preferences as you can. Now, if you're interested to hear more, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, share the hell out of this video on social media, and check my GoFundMe page at gofundme.com/SenateVoting. I'd love to raise enough money to get the message out, get a significant number of people making their vote count. I'd also love to give more specific support to you about the way you want to vote, depending, of course, on how much demand I get. Thank you.